Okay, so tonight I am using leftover pulled pork, leftover pork roast. It's actually a pork shoulder, and it's a pork shoulder, pork butt, whatever, whatever you want to, whatever it's called, where you're getting it, but it is a pork shoulder. And I cooked it in my Instant Pot, and it's super duper tender. So tonight I'm going to go ahead and use this for barbecued pulled pork sandwiches. And it's a really easy way to use leftover pork. You can use leftover pork tenderloin, leftover pork shoulder, whatever, and make really delicious really delicious pulled pork barbecue sandwiches. So I'm going to show you how I do it. Now, when I originally made it in the Instant Pot, and I'll post that recipe too later, I used Dr. Pepper, and that's going to give it a really good flavor for the pulled pork. So when it cooks down, a lot of the juice is here, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of that juice. It's a little warm, so let's. So what we're going to do is we're going to create the meat, and then we're going to put it onto a griddle, and we're going to press them, make them grilled pulled pork sandwiches. You can also, I'm going to use hamburger buns, but you can also use Cuban bread. So I'm just going to add some barbecue sauce to it. It's already got that good flavor of the liquid smoke I put in there, and the Dr. Pepper. So the barbecue sauce is just going to add a little bit more of a barbecue flavor. It smells good already. Make sure you break it up really small so that it's almost like sloppy joes. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and light the griddle and get the hamburger buns ready. So I'm just using hamburger buns, and I'm going to put a little butter on them so that they grill nicely. Just a little, little softened butter on both sides. I got butter on the wrong side. Did you see that? Did you guys see that? That was funny. So it's very tender, nice and flavorful. The bread will soak up most of the fat, so you don't have to really worry a whole lot about that. I'm just gonna move this over so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so there they are. I'm just putting a little bit on each one. This is a quick, easy meal, and it will feed a bunch of people because you don't need to put a ton of meat on each one. Okay, so I think we can go ahead and press a couple of them, the ones that have been cooking. So just using a spatula, regular spatula, just press them down. It just makes the bread taste better. And like I said, Cuban bread works really good too. Unfortunately, my Cuban bread that I had saved for this dish went moldy on me, so I'm using hamburger buns. Same thing, just as good. Just as good. It just needs to be a light, fluffy bread, one that you can press, like for a panini. You're going to be so surprised at how super fast this whole meal is. It is so fast. Let's get a little bit of light here. These are so good. And you can make these like sliders, and the butter cooks right into the bread so it's not greasy. My boys love these. This is like one of their favorite meals. You want them nice and toasty golden brown. The more they toast, the crispier they'll be, and they'll hold together better. I have a griddle installed on my gas stove, which is really nice. It's interchangeable with this and the burner cover. So, but if you don't have that, you can use a skillet, would be fine too. I like to use the griddle, it's just bigger and I can do more at one time, but you can also use one of those electric griddles. Those work really good too. So I don't burn myself. I'm pretty good at that, at burning myself with this thing sometimes. Especially when I try to get my fingers involved and everything. Pressing them will give them that nice toasted look and that panini feel. Listen, yum. Yum. Flip them one more time. Look at that. Now that's a pretty color. Show it to you a little close up in a minute. I want the other color to look that pretty now. Just gonna press these. These are great too with, you can use them the next morning, toast them. The bread will pull off easily because there's no cheese involved. And you can fry an egg, break the yolk, put a little cheese, and you have breakfast pork sandwiches. Oh my gosh, that sounds good, right? You can add a little cumin to this and no barbecue sauce and make it more like a Cuban sandwich. You could do that. Okay, done. I don't know how long that was, but that was pretty fast. Okay, there you go. Look at that. Grilled barbecue pork sandwiches. Freaking delicious. Thanks for watching. Enjoy.